Welcome to Real Time, Florida Sportsman. This week we're exploring Key West. It's time to find the shortest route to the hottest bite. We scan the Florida Sportsman community looking for the best fishing reports and travel to make real anglers our local guides. Give me some of that! Together we let you in on secret spots and hometown moves. That's what I'm talking about!
Oh yeah, she's done for now.
This week we're in Key West. We're fishing with Pepe Gonzalez. We're looking for permit, snapper, and whatever else we can come across.
Oh, look at this.
What
a beautiful fish.
What a fish. Oh, he's digging, boy.
That's gonna be another beauty.
All coming up on Real Time, Florida Sportsman. I started my trip out of Stewart. It was about a 5-hour drive into Key West. You know, not a bad trip at all. Straight down 95, you get into the Keys. You know, it's real scenic once you get down here. You know, getting down here, we had some questionable weather recently, but we were hopeful, you know, talking to Pepe, that we could put a trip together. Rolling into Key West, and immediately you know that this is the fishing destination. Boater friendly. Not every town that you go into is boater friendly, but everywhere you look there's boats, you know, easily accessible boat ramps that you can splash your boat in. Once I launched the Triton, I was going to keep it in the water over where Pepe keeps his boat. Perfect, you know, right down from our accommodations where we're staying. The weather's looking a lot better than we initially anticipated, so we're super excited about the day to come. Waking up the morning of our trip and the weather is gorgeous. You know, 80% chance of rain dropped to 20, the winds were light. So I got to the boat, you know, first thing in the morning, loaded everything up, and, you know, Pepe had the plan. The great thing about Key West is everything is so close. You know, we were going to do a bunch of different things, or at least try to do a bunch of different things, and everything was nearby. Key West, Florida. Can't get any further south than this. Pepe Gonzalez, first thing in the morning, what do you got going for us today? What do you think?
Well, we're gonna work with the tides. We have an incoming tide this morning. So we're gonna go some channels back behind Key West Harbor. And we're gonna go look for some tarpon and see how that goes. Worked out for a couple hours. Then we're gonna try to move on to a little bit of permit action. And if it all works out, then we'll probably end up at the reef later on this afternoon, see if we can get something for dinner.
Well, I tell you, we got a pretty one this morning. The wind died off. You know, not a lot of clouds. It looks like the radar's clearing up, so hopefully get a good day. What do you think? Let's get out there.
Things are looking good. Let's make it happen.
We rolled it out of the cut, and actually, first talking to Pepe, he thought, you know, we were going to have a good chance at tarpon first thing in the morning. That was his initial game plan. We get to the first spot though, and the tide's just not moving. And rather than just sit there and waste time, he says, you know what, let's just head offshore, let's do something different. We pointed the Triton west and headed out to a permit spot. Getting here on the first spot, permit spot, Pepe, right?
Yes, sir. This is a spot where the permit will come off, especially in the low tide, which is what we have right now. They'll come out here, and this time of the year they're spawning. So you can find a large quantity of fish at a time, which makes it a lot easier. Permit are very smart fish, but when they're in numbers like that, they're competing for food, and it makes it for a pretty easy bite. So hopefully with a little bit of luck, we'll get on some.
Getting to Pepe's spot, we're in eye shot of Key West, not far offshore at all, and beautiful water. We get the Triton in position and get everything rigged up. All right, here's our permit rig. Pretty simple stuff here. Penn Battle 2, battalion rod, 15-pound spider wire. We got a long section of 30-pound Berkeley fluorocarbon, and you know, just a weighted jig here. And you put the little float on there, about 3 feet down. We're just gonna drift that right over this rock pile. Hopefully the permit, that's permit candy right there. So we got this rock pile right here. We just want to put it right around that rock pile.
Right, exactly on this corner. And you see the light green? That's the sand bottom. That's where you tend to see them the most. You know what I mean? They'll stick out like a sore thumb when they're on there, when they're on the surface. So unfortunately with the cloudy conditions we're having today, as far as visibility, it's gonna make it a little bit more challenging. But
so this water's a little dirtied up because of all the rain.
yes, rain and the high winds that we had for a couple of days. We had some 30-knot winds and made things a little bit challenging.
This segment brought to you by Yo Zuri, fish the best.
You ever get cobia in here?
Oh yeah, we get everything, man. I've seen tiger sharks. Look at the turtles right there. They're all around. These are reef patches. This place is about 200 yards around, and there's just so much life in it. It's amazing.
I know, it's amazing.
I found a lot of these places through diving. You know, back when I was younger, we go spear fishing a lot, and that's how I came across. We go from one spot to the other. So much lobster, you know what I mean? There's so much going on here to keep kids busy.
I know, just you put that chum bag in and the whole place comes alive.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, if you put a little bait on the bottom or whatever, you're getting groupers,
yeah,
you're getting snappers, porgies, you name it, you got it. I mean, it's really unreal. It's big barracudas, mackerel. You could do something just out of that. Ooh, I thought I seen something over there by you.
I'm sitting there watching my bobber. It's not 5 minutes and that thing disappears.
Yeah, baby. There we go. Oh yeah, I think he just found out he's got a hook in him.
Think it's permit?
I believe so. There's not a lot of things here that will eat them, so I would say yes. Now you see that big rock right there in front of you?
Yep.
What you want to do, there you go, lift the rod up just like that, man. So nice fishing with somebody that knows what they're doing. You know, half the time I'm out here.
I appreciate you paying me a compliment, but let's not get ahead of ourselves here. We got him in the boat.
I think you got the one.
I've caught permit before, but most of the permit that I've caught are in deep water. And we have to use heavy tackle because a lot of times by me, we got to keep them away from the sharks. So Pepe grabs a little battle, 2,500 battle 2 to use for these things. And I'm thinking 15-pound braid, how am I going to stop these big permit? And I tell you what though, what a fun fight. These things fight so hard, especially when you have light tackle. It is just a blast. Key West, man. Just getting out here and
it is, it's amazing.
Already producing. How cool is this? This whole place is coming alive. You put that chum bag in the water, little yellowtails are coming around and chubs and all this. So much life. This place is incredible. When he first bit, I thought, well, you know, he's not really fighting that hard. And this thing woke up.
Yeah, he didn't know he was hooked then. He didn't know what was going on.
What's the typical size you're getting out here?
They're breeders out here, so you're looking at least, I would say, 25 pounds. Somewhere around there. Once in a while, you can get a pup, you know, in the 15-pound range, but they're all pretty large. I've gotten one time that he was so large, we had to get off the anchor and chase him down, you know?
You know, by me, you hook one of these and the bull sharks are all over them.
Really?
I mean, you got to fight them with 50-pound braid, drags
really?
locked all the way down, and it's combat, it's a battle.
Oh,
Here,
wow.
it's nice that you can just pair it up with some lighter tackle and get the fight.
It is, it is.
Oh, there he is. Wow, look at the size now.
Oh, look at this.
What a
beautiful
fish. What a fish.
Look at this.
I tell you, you come to Key West, you think of permit. God, what a
Look at that.
destination.
What a gorgeous fish.
First thing in the morning, first fish of the morning. Threw that crab out there. He was right where he said he would be. Key West, Florida.
That's where it's at.
Permit. Look at that.
What a gorgeous fish, huh?
God. Let me get back in the water. Let's get a healthy release. To see these permit in this clean of water, in this shallow of water, it's hard to explain. They light up like a light bulb. You can see them from a quarter mile away, and just to see them in that water is picturesque. I got a nice safe release with my permit, and it didn't take long, and Pepe was hooked up.
Yeah! Oh man, you gotta love this.
I'm holding your rod for you so you can put the rods down. And
Well, thank you. Thank you for hooking it for me, George.
he hooked himself, trust me.
You bum rushed it?
Oh, he just hammered it. And is this bite seasonal? I mean, is this?
For me it is. For me it is. The flats guys get to play with them year round, pretty much. But for me, it's only this time of the year, this April, May, June, where they come out here to spawn. Sometimes I can catch them August, September in some of the wrecks in the Gulf side. You can find them out there as well. You know, it's always a nice surprise, but reliably you can only get them in April, May, and June. You know, sometimes there's like two schools of fish, one of them being the males or the females, I reckon. And in one school, it's like smaller fish, and then you got the big ones, you know? I'm not sure whether usually in fish, the females are the bigger ones. There he is, there he is.
A little smaller one, but permit all the same. Oh, this one looks like a giant pompano. Hard
That's
to tell
what they are,
apart.
large cousin of the pompano.
Gosh. Look at that, and you can see why. You can see them in that water. When they lay up on their side, just a flash. You can see it from half a mile away. Oh, cool. Awesome job,
Yeah,
bro.
man, that was awesome.
Awesome. God, this place is insane.
This segment is brought to you by Ray Marine. Don't just go fishing, go hunting underwater with Ray Marine.
Being in Key West, I know this area is known for its diversity. We already got a couple permit. We could have probably sat there and just worked them, most of the morning. But I wanted to switch gears. Pepe had other options available, so we decided, you know what, let's head offshore and let's go look for some snapper. Talking with Pepe, he said there's one time of the year to get down here to the Keys to target these mutton snapper, and we've timed it perfectly. Several days before this moon and several days after this moon is the time. Apparently the locals wait all year for this one time to target these fish. And I tell you what, pulling up to the spot, you can see we're not the first ones here to this party. This is a popular spot.
It is. This time of the year, I mean, as far as I remember growing up as a local here, it's a big deal for the locals to come out here and get a few muttons. It's
just a certain area that they like to breed and they like to hang out in this area.
Yes, sir. And it will happen all throughout the night. It's going to happen 3 or 4 nights before the full moon, during the full moon, and 3 or 4 nights past the full moon. So a lot of these boats will be staying out here for a while. And it is also important, though, to remember that these fish are spawning. Like everything that I do is catch and release. We get enough for dinner and then we let them go.
Don't kill everything.
Don't kill everything, because these are fish that are dropping their eggs, and this is how we're going to get the fish for next year.
So just really important out here, we're going to put one down on the bottom. It's just a really long section of fluorocarbon leader, just a 40-pound section. We're just going to use a nice 5/0 trocar circle hook. We're going to put a drop of live bait down to the bottom. We got some plugs, some ballyhoo plugs that we're putting out back, but we're going to send a pinfish down. Important to get a lot of chum going.
It's very important, especially when you got this much competition, because you want to draw them to your boat, and everybody's trying to do the same. So you got to have the chum to get them to come up. We're trying to get them to come up off the bottom and come up and eat those jigs, you know what I'm saying? So it's very important to have that chum trail going.
All right.
And it's also very important to have many different types of bait. I've been hearing days that they only want to eat the pinfish. I've been hearing days that they only want to eat bonita. I've been hearing days that they only want to eat ballyhoo. So it's very important to try different things, and you constantly keep trying different things until you get in that groove and you start getting the bite, you know what I mean? Because the current changes every day, everything changes every day, so you just have to adjust.
It took a little bit to get the first bite. Pepe was actually ripping his bait in, getting ready to change his bait out, and he hooked up and he was onto a good one. You were reeling it up and he ate it?
Yeah. Or, while I was eating my sandwich, I let it free spool. Maybe he hooked himself, and I finally came tight with him,
Is it a distinct fight that they do? Like you can tell?
They shake their head. See something, I see some color. I see a little bit of red maybe,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mutton. Yeah, baby.
Oh, that's a good one too. That's
a
what you call
little one.
dinner right there.
Yeah, baby. You want to get him for
Wow,
me?
yeah, I'll get him.
George?
Is that the average size right
That's
there?
how I'm gonna came up and chased it up. No, this is a small one.
This is a small one.
This is a baby.
A baby.
Yeah.
That is a baby. I think. Hey, what's the legal size on these?
16 inches. So
What?
he's more than plenty good, you know what I mean?
What a
Those
cool
are the
fish.
best eating ones too, by the way. The ones that are juvenile like that. That's a beautiful fish, isn't it?
Yeah, he is pretty. Let's get another one. Let's throw this one to Yeti. Pepe got his mutton snapper. I'm itching for one. I'm fishing 2 rods. I got a bottom rod down, a rod on top. And you know what? I'm not paying attention. The top rod goes off.
Stay with him. Good job, good job. Oh, that's a good one there too, Bubba.
Feel it on this
You're
rod.
working on a nice one. Nice and light drag. Don't put
Light
too
drag?
much. Nice, yeah. You'll be surprised what you can do to him with light drag.
God,
See
they're
how
a
he's
hard
shaking
fight.
his head? You see
Yeah.
him shaking his head?
Yeah,
That's a
definitely.
telltale sign of one right there.
I just had that sitting out the back. I was fishing a bait on the bottom, and it was just on one of those little weighted jigs. just back there in the current. He came up and hammered it.
Dead sticking it, huh?
They kind of blow up coming up, huh?
Yeah, we're in over 100 feet of water, so.
God, look at the belly
tempted.
on that thing.
Look at this.
Oh my
Look at this, George.
goodness.
That's beautiful. Look at this.
That
Incredible.
is a solid fish.
That's a stud right there. That's a stud
God,
mutton.
thank you so much for putting me on that
man,
thing, man.
it's my pleasure, man. I'm glad that the weather and everything worked
It
out.
just did, you know? You come down here, I mean, it's been a dream day so far.
I mean, look at the colors in this fish, guys. Look at that. That's just
Pretty
gorgeous.
as that.
Gorgeous fish.
Wow. It's gonna be some good dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing these fish come up from 100 feet of water is hard to describe. From that deep purple water, all of a sudden you start to see a resemblance of color, and when you get them up to the surface, these things are gorgeous.
This segment is brought to you by Triton Boats by Earl Bentz. We take America fishing.
This week we're going to talk about fuel management. You know, these bay boats are getting bigger fuel tanks, and we're making longer runs in them, but fuel optimization with the price of fuel and the distance that you want to run is extremely important. Utilizing Mercury SmartCraft gauges, it's really easy to find the most efficient running speed for your motor. Making subtle changes to the trim while you're running, you can really see the changes with your fuel efficiency. So it's a matter of just experimenting, finding that perfect running spot for your boat, and getting the most out of every mile.
Yeah, baby. I guess that ballyhoo worked. Yeah. That's a horse there, Bubba.
I put a whole ballyhoo down on the bottom, a live ballyhoo. Looking for a big fish.
Look at him shaking his head.
Oh, he's digging, boy.
That's gonna be another beauty.
He just came up and ate that hole. We netted those ballyhoo on the inside where the permit were. I was using plugs. I said, let me try to put a whole one on. Wow. That didn't last down there 2 minutes.
They're not used to seeing them ballyhoos down there
Yeah,
like that.
it's like,
They
what are
see
you
a
doing
live
down here?
ballyhoo, it's like finding a $100 bill laying in the street.
You're in the wrong area code. That troll car got him right there in the corner.
Perfect hookup, man. Look at that. That's textbook. Good
God.
job. Another beautiful Key West mutton.
They fight so hard.
It's all
Off
you
the
want
bottom.
out of a bite. It's all you want out of a bite.
And great eating too, right?
Oh, good Lord. What do you see it tonight?
I can hardly wait. What a day.
Beautiful.
Jeez, look how pretty that thing is.
Look at the blue under his eyes. The black dot in his tail. I mean, look at that.
We flat wore these snapper out, and Pepe doesn't like to keep a lot of fish, he said, just keeps what we're gonna eat. He had special plans for us. He was gonna take us to one of his favorite restaurants, and they were gonna cook our catch. It's 11:30, and we pretty much had a complete day. Plenty of mutton snapper, 2 beautiful permit, but Pepe had one more thing in store. He said he had something special he wanted to show me. We pulled up onto this flat, and immediately you saw the life that was here. There were sharks everywhere. I've never seen anything like this. So we literally probably sat there for an hour, hand feeding these things, getting underwater footage, practically feeding them out of our hands. But it was one of those sights and it's one of those experiences that it's hard to explain. You're there, it's almost like a touristy thing for Key West to do, but I'm on the water many days of the year and it still had my attention. We were having such a good time cutting up and all I could think is, how my children would enjoy this. Imagine them on the boat with me, being able to witness this, these sharks everywhere. It is one of those experiences that if you have a child that you can bring them out here, these are memories that will last a lifetime. The run in was just as beautiful as the run out, and getting in, we're done. It's early afternoon. We've made it to Key West. the first day out to try to get a show, and we're highly successful. You know, what else do you do when you're in Key West? You do the touristy thing. You get down there, you check out Duval, Mallory Square, and we had a great dinner in store as well. Walking around Duval Street and you see the lure of Key West for a lot of people as well. It's not just the fishing and diving. This is the kind of place that you could come with your family. You know, you could spend a day out on the water and then you could take a day off and you could just spend the whole day walking around Duval Street and taking in all the sights. Pepe not only provided a great day of fishing, but his favorite restaurant cooked us an incredible meal as the sun set over Key West Harbor.
Well, George, after a great day out on the water, this is the only way we could end it. You know what I mean? We've got some nice fish. We're sitting here watching Key West sunset, turtle crawls, enjoying some of the harvest of the day.
Fruits of our labor.
That's it.
What a great day.
Let's eat.
Key West is a community that thrives with fishing and diving. Having this as a destination that is easily accessible, but trailing your boat down of any size with a diverse fishery close by makes it a simple choice as a fishing destination. Pepe reached out to me on the Florida Sportsman Facebook page and let me know that he was on some good fish. I hooked up the Triton, I made the trip down, and it was one that I'll never forget. Efficient spot. What am I trying to say? And what'd you say? Come on vacation, leave on probation?
Come on vacation, arrive on vacation, leave on probation. That's back then when we were doing spring break.
We're gonna try to go home, not on probation.